Okay, we're late, but we're here. Billions, season 2, the finale, 2 episodes, Golden Frog Time, ball in hand, Ben, Alonso. Maybe the 2 best episodes of this show to date. Yeah. I want to say, because so much.
Yeah, I thought that just these last 4 just closed.
Yes.
It closed in a fantastic fashion.
No question, yeah. But I mean the how much we get played with in that penultimate episode where we see all the steps of Axe fucking over the Ice Juice IPO, and then that great like Shyamalan-esque last 5 minutes of zing, including Dake of all people. Right. That was really great.
And because as you're watching it, I thought this was the 11th that Ice Juice, the scam was the penultimate. So you're watching it and thinking either they're making a storytelling mistake here, or something has to be going, or they're embracing the storytelling mistake. The storytelling mistake is not a storytelling mistake; it is an Axe mistake, and that's what it turned out to be. Because as I'm watching, I'm like, hey, now you have committed a 40-year in prison crime here. This is, you are costing thousands of investors money by manipulating the market. You are aggressively doing it. You are poisoning a product, right? I mean, this is not a minor crime, and you are involving many people, right? So
this is sloppy.
Yeah, your exposure is enormous here, and including people like the guy who you paid off at Ice. What'd you pay him? The guy at Ice Juice.
Oh, the factory.
The manager, Rodney or whatever his name was, Robbie. So, and of course it turns out that his desire to get back at him did blind him. Yeah. It's not worth it. Who cares if Chuck Rhodes Sr. and that guy make a little money, right?
Ira.
Right, and Ira make a little money. So just a colossally enormous mistake. And of course, not only did it didn't take an investigation to get it exposed, it was just the cameras were already there.
Yeah, and I love the thing where they show you the same scene twice and realize that all those people who were just standing there are all like,
right.
But then, so we're basically now at a point where Axe is so out to get Rhodes that he will be sloppy, that he will do something where his manipulations are obvious and easily traceable, as opposed to his more subtle manipulations of the past. Meanwhile, Chuck is so down to get Axe that he will completely fuck over his father, his best friend, like all these people, and allow them to come to ruin just so he can be standing atop the smoldering heap at the end. And so it's like the finale of the show, I think, has to be these 2 characters handcuffed to each other in the desert, like at the end of Greed, and like beating each other with cacti or something.
It's the defiant ones, but they don't help each other.
No. Right. They're out to destroy each other. Right. And they will happily die if it means getting rid of the other one too.
Right, exactly. It's like, yeah, well, if I don't pull you up on the train, we're both gonna be on the train, and the train's gonna go off a cliff.
Yeah, we'll both get run over.
You're gonna fall off a cliff. So
yeah, worth it.
I mean the 2 worth it, lines. So and lose $27 million.
Yeah.
I mean, he cost himself. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Now, what's going to kill him, we presume, is that his wife made money on it.
Yes.
Like that, which he doesn't even know yet.
He doesn't know that yet, but he does know about the affair with Bob
he does,
Benson.
But
and is letting that go, apparently.
At least for now.
But he's holding on to it. He's holding on to it.
Of course he's holding on to it, yeah. But I mean, it just when you think his father has some principles, just because I thought his dad was going to say, "Good for you, son."
Right.
Look, I got a lot of properties. Okay, I'm not worth 200 million. I'm worth 80 million. It's a terrible day, but I'm okay. But no, I'm done with you. But then which is okay to say that, I suppose at that point. I don't really believe it, but then to just decide I'm now going to punish you emotionally by showing pictures of your wife coming out of a hotel.
But I am going to sign this affidavit, so
We'll sign the affidavit, but I mean, you can't. The father-son relationship doesn't change, man. You're the father, and you are obligated to be the father until the day you die. You don't get to hurt your son emotionally on purpose, no matter what your son has done.
Well, he can go look after one of the bastards, now that we know those are floating around there somewhere.
He's got other kids.
And obviously we have to see how this all goes down with David Strathairn with Blackjack or whatever that guy's name is, because he's the one really running the show here. If all of this is about getting Rhodes into the governor's mansion,
I think we can all agree that related to David Strathairn, that if we get a bunch of, first of all, Chuck's gonna sleep with Mary Louise Parker.
You think?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I do. One, she looks like Wendy. I mean, she has the same look as Wendy.
Yeah. Because he almost slept with Tammy Blanchard.
Right. That's right.
And then decided not to.
But she's going to stay. I mean, if he's running for governor, she's
there. Yeah.
She's there, and they've set her up, and she's also she's not a nothing actress.
Sure.
To get aboard, she is unbelievably sexy.
You think?
Oh my God!
Really?
Please,
okay.
yeah. And it's such a sign.
I think she's a great actress.
It's such a sign that I get it that you might miss that, but that I've like my growing up.
So taking off the shoes really got you, right?
Just literally standing, wearing the glasses, walking in the room, accent, the whole package is working. But it's a sign of when all of a sudden I started being attracted to women in their 40s.
Okay.
Like, which is
it comes to every, because now that we're both turning 50, so that's when it happens. Yeah, no, I like her. I was a Weeds fan, so I'm curious.
But we know presumably Foley's still on board now because she's still on board now, and she'll take it. She's convinced. But of course, at some point, we're waiting for the first scene of the show, or the thing that could hurt him is that that would end his career, even though it's. Even though he does it with his wife, the notion that you go to dungeons or whatever it's called, the S&M component of it, I suspect, would kill you.
Well, there was that came close to happening this season. There was the guy who stole his mistress's laptop or whatever, his dom's laptop.
His guy though, he stole it. He got handed the laptop.
That was right. Okay,
they did that very quickly, but that was a Chuck theft.
Okay, then I missed that detail. All right, well, thank you. So much happening on this show, but somebody else could do likewise.
That's right. Yeah. But also, is he going to tell her?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the whole weird thing about Oppo research is like you've really got to you are making yourself vulnerable to at least one person. It's like that.
Right. And you need to know I bought cocaine off at a street corner in the Village in 1987.
Right.
Right. And did it one night, and it made me feel weird, and I have never done it again since. You have to tell.
Yeah, it's all written down. It's like becoming a Scientologist. You have to divulge all this stuff, and then somebody's got that in a file somewhere. So yeah, no, I think this episode. I mean, this whole season, anything but a sophomore slump, certainly, because I think the introduction of Taylor has been a real shot in the arm for all this, and just a fascinating character. I don't think we've not really seen this kind of character on TV, not just the gender issues, but just the focus and the sort of deadpan and the
brilliant
the inner life that we're only just starting to get tiny peeks at,
and really the great, and I'm not saying it because he's my friend, but the scenes then between Taylor and Dollar Bill are so good, because you imagine they've set Dollar Bill up to hate Taylor, to resent Taylor, to undermine Taylor, and then it turns out like twice. First of all, giving Taylor money, right? Just that's such a great scene. Waiting, they're going to talk, and then he's got to meet Taylor outside and give them money, and then finally in that he made you the head of financial or whatever it is, and CIO, yeah, and Taylor's like chief investment officer, right? And Taylor's like, yeah, and he goes, and it cut to his face, and he's like, you think he's going to storm out? He's like, no, that makes sense. Good. What do you need? You're like, whoa, what is that?
Right, because you're used to, you're not used to sort of a business world where the Wagses and the Maffees and the Dollar Bills of the world can wrap their head around Taylor, but Taylor's good at what they do, and so they're on board.
But the way Axe is corrupted by money and had developed this enormous blind spot about Chuck and Chuck's father, and it cost him dearly.
Yes.
As Brian made his pitch to Taylor, and Taylor is correct that they don't have anything, right? But Taylor also getting corrupted by it, was smiling, had the big party with
the apartment, the plane,
was really into that to go to their sister's wedding, and then all that stuff is really great, and not getting that this is gonna corrupt.
Absolutely. All right, another amazing season. We'll be back next year for more. Thanks for watching.